What's going on, guys? It's your boy Adjan back again for another Alchemy Stars video, and for today I will present to you my top 10 best equipment for the 5-star Aurorians. Yes, yesterday I published a video regarding the top 7 best equipment for the 6-star Aurorians, and this time I will be doing the same but for the 5-star Aurorians. And take note that the criteria that I use for this one is the same as the one from the 6-star units. I did not account for the units who has selfish buff. And just take note also that this list is based on my opinions and my opinions alone. So take it with a big grain of salt. So without further ado, let's begin. Number 10, we have Bibian. Mutual collaboration. At Ascension 3 max level 10, whenever chain combos deal damage to all enemies, Water, Thunder, and Illumina Aurorians gain 6% of Bibian's attack as an attack bonus for 2 rounds. So, Bibian's equipment skill gives a 2-turn attack buff, which is pretty nice, but sadly, very few people uses Bibian nowadays. She is good for maybe if you are a new player and you don't have anyone else in the team to play with, then Bibian is a good for a mono Thunder team. But it is what it is. She looks good, but she's kinda neglected because there are other better units that to use than her. But her equipment skill is pretty solid. Next, we have on the list number 9 is Keating. Same as Bibian, very few people uses Keating. But anyway, let's take a look. Saved by Keating. Ascension 3 level 10. Killing enemies with Laughter Mark inflicts 1 additional stack to all remaining enemies. Each mark increases Thunder Aurorians' normal attack damage by 1.8%. This is also an attack buff, but it only buffs the normal attack of your Thunder Aurorians in the team. Still pretty good, but as I've said with Bibian, there are a few people who only uses Keating and Bibian in the team. Next on the list, number 8, we have the pre-unit Pitman. Pitman is really good, guys. Scars of Battle. Ascension 3 level 10. When attacked, gains 1 stack of battle mark. Can stack up to 15 times. Each battle mark stack increases attack and defense by 2.5%. Battle mark stacks decrease by 50% each round. For each stack of battle mark loss, gains a shield equal to 12% of Pitman's max HP. It has a selfish buff, but that is not what I'm rating this one for. This is the shield. Pitman gives your team a shield, which is it makes your team a little bit tanky. And Pitman is a very good unit. He is a detonator, by the way, with this kind of utility. So I value this one over Keating and Bibian's kit. That is why Pitman is above them. And yes, Pitman is really good. Okay, number 7. Erica. Did you notice, guys? Top 10, 9, 8, and then 7 are all Thunder units. There are a lot of good Thunder units, but sadly, they are not fully utilized because there are better units to choose from. And yes, Erica is also one of those units, but Erica is pretty good. So, Paranormal Thunder at Ascension 3 level 10 increases Erica's damage by 4% to enemies on yellow tiles. For every cluster away and grants Thunder Aurorians teammates 50% of that damage bonus. So if Erica gets a 4%, this is kinda situational and conditional, but it is still pretty good to have if you can proc it. Because let's say you have a 4% increase for Erica, then the rest of your Thunder Aurorians will get 2% of this one. Will get 2% damage increase because the 50% of 4% is 2%. Imagine those damage increase from your heavy hitter Thunder units like Requiem, Michael, Tessa, Revi. It is still pretty good. And Erica as a unit is pretty nice. Since she is a tile resetter, And tile resetter are considered like a pseudo tile converter because they may or can convert tiles depending on RNG, which is still pretty nice. And there are a lot of tile debuffs nowadays. That is why tile reset is pretty handy to have. And that's what makes Erica also a very good unit. She is good but not the best. Anyways, moving on. Top 6, we have Genevieve. Claiming Dominance. At Ascension 3 level 10, when an active skill deals damage, recovers the team's HP by an amount equal to 18% of the damage dealt, and increases the chain combo damage dealt by Fire Aurorians by 10% this round. So not only this passive equipment skill heals you for a certain amount of HP, she can also increase the chain combo damage by your fire teams by 10% this round. This one is pretty handy also. Pseudo healing with the little bit of buff. And also, Genevieve is pretty nice because she is a teleporter, which is really lacking in the fire. Really lacks a good teleporter. They don't have a global teleporter, but although Genevieve's teleport has some range restriction, it is still pretty good to have nonetheless. Plus, with the addition of this equipment skill, she is pretty good. Next, top 5, we have Naroxel. Firefly Spirit at Ascension 3 level 10. Whenever passing through an enhanced tile, gains 1 stack of Emerald Mark. Each stack grants your entire team 1% of Naroxel's basic attack. Retains 50% of stacks at the end of the round. Now, this one, you might think that it's not that pretty good because there's the stacks get removed by 50% every round. But this is pretty good if you are entering your burst round. And in the forest lineup, there are a lot of units that can produce enhanced tiles, namely Naroxel himself, Paloma, Shibon, Hero. That is why Naroxel is so good, especially on an enhanced team, in the forest team. Because on your burst round, imagine if you can produce 10 enhanced tile, you can get 10% of Naroxel's basic attack, which is pretty good, pretty nice. That is why she is in the top 5 of the best equipment for the 5-star units. Next, on the top 4 list, we have Isban. So, Ghost Flame. At Ascension 2 level 10, after using a chain combo, reduces the attack of enemies within 2 surrounding clusters of the unit by 5%. So, this is a debuff. It is an attack down debuff, which is, you might think that it is not that good, but it's pretty handy, especially if you are fighting a difficult boss. And this one can save you from those huge attacks. That is why I put it in the top 4 spot. Maybe he's not in the top 4, but this equipment skill is still pretty good. Okay, next we have Louise. Thunderclap. At Ascension 2 level 10, when triggering Aurora time, immediately recovers the team's HP by 60% of Louise max HP and increases her defense by 50% for 2 rounds. So this is what makes Louise so good from the other 2 times chain combo enabler, because this equipment skill makes her a pseudo healer. And Louise plus Shubon in a team, you really don't need a healer because Shubon gives you a very thick shield and Louise gives you some pseudo healing if you enter Aurora time, which is not that hard to achieve. Okay, we are now entering in the top 2 spot, and the top 2 spot goes to Pilisha. So, Vanquisher of Darkness. At Ascension 3 level 10, at the start of each round, the team recovers HP equal to 40% of Pilisha's attack and 4% of the HP lost by the team. For every 5% HP lost by the team, Pilisha's attack increases by 1%. So, this is also one of the best part of Pilisha's kit, because this equipment skill gives you passive healing every rounds. Passive healing is so good, especially if you cannot avoid the enemy's attacks and you get hit, you will just restore your HP per round, which is pretty nice and pretty handy. And also, having Pilisha in the team is also good because Pilisha is one of the best unit in the game because she can heal, she can global teleport, and with this equipment skill, it's what makes her so good. Next, on the top number 1 spot, it goes to the Buba Lukova. So Lukova is has a very OP equipment skill. Lazy Excursion at maximum level 10. When a chain combo hits an enemy, 1 stack of mortality mark is inflicted. Each stack of the mark increases active skill damage received by this enemy from all Aurorians by 7%. Maximum 10 stacks and lasts for the entire battle. So she can debuff the enemy with 10 mortality marks, and it will give your team, your units, a 70% bonus damage from their active skill. And this is not tied to only just Forest Aurorians. This is for every Aurorian. So you can use Lukova in other mono element in water, fire, and thunder. They will still get the buff because this is for all Aurorians, not just restricted to any element, which is pretty good. Lukova is pretty nice. Although Lukova is a limited unit, by the way, but everyone should have her since we get a selector on from the collab banners when they were out. Everybody should pick Lukova because Lukova is that good. She's that great. And that concludes my top 10 best equipment for the 5-star Aurorians. And that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you could help me grow my channel more. And thank you to everyone who are supporting my channel. I appreciate every one of you. Until next time, peace.